Taram pam pananananam. E flat, D, Do, D, Do, B flat, A, B flat, A, B flat. Online notation. E flat, D, Do, D, Do, B flat, A, B flat. Yes.
Can you sing it?
Taram tam pananananam. Yeah, taram pam. Ta-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's a break, like, okay. Pa-bum-pum-pa-na-na-na-na-na.
Okay.
Pa-dum-pum-pa-na-na-na-na-na. I felt really confident to take Oriental Rock to the next level, to really take the elements that I've been fusing for, the third decade now, to the extreme. It's when the inspiration comes down to the world, goes through this coil, this body, and the soul comes out onto the world and into the track. The only thing you can count on in such project is you'll have surprises.
הוא ויתר על כל הקריירה המזהירה הזאת והחליט לעסוק במוזיקה, דבר שהוא אוהב. אבל אני אבא האחרון בעולם שיעצור אותו, כי אני באתי ממוזיקה, אז אני מבין שאני לא יכול לעצור את הכיף שלו, את הנשמה שלו, לעסוק במוזיקה.
My family, my father, and the music I heard as a child was a very huge influence on me. And at the same time, the rock and roll music and heavy metal was the other big influence. I see the creation pure, like a dream in my head when I begin to work on a song, and in my head I have everything laid down perfectly. And it's a perfect creation, each and every track. And then begins the process of taking it down, bringing it down to reality, to people. The two albums really emerged from very different places. Making Desert Butterflies naturally was a more planned project than Melting Clocks, because Melting Clocks simply happened. It was just music in me, and a minute after, it was out. And for better and worse, it sounds like that. And I really love Melting Clocks. I think it's a very special album. It's one of those albums that when you will look back at it, not now maybe, but in 2, 5, 10 years from now, you know, there's a genuine thing, the authenticity that happens there is really something that is hard to replicate. But in Desert Butterflies, what I love most is that I really wanted to make the album. I've had my share of experience with Orphaned Land, of course, and etc. And I thought that I really should put an emphasis on the things that I love to do most, which is basically playing guitars, traditional instruments, and the electric guitar. And this fusion of East and West, and the electric and the acoustic, and the traditional instruments with the rock and modern music. That's the things I like to do the most. And with Desert Butterflies, I really put the emphasis on doing what I love. So the music that I composed and eventually ended up in Desert Butterflies is really close to what I love to play in my natural mood. If, you know, people will come to me and just give me a guitar, I'll grab it. So I'll end up, you know, shredding some tunes in electric guitar, and I'll look for the Bouzouki a second after. Where can I relax? Bring me something with wood. I want something acoustic. Yeah. Sounds weird to say I need some wood, but still. For me, bringing my father to the recording sessions is really like closing the loop with my two biggest passions in life, which is music and family. There's a very interesting loop here because my father began his life as a singer as well, and he quit his dream the moment I was born. And still I followed my path and my inner voice, you know, to become a musician and follow my dream. So yeah, it's quite a complex and interesting relationship, what I have with my father and the music and family. With Melting Clocks, I was recording with musicians that I was just jamming some weeks before, and we got to know each other, and I was just amazed by the fact that they're also gifted and they learned music in a very different way that I'm used to. This is really a real band now, and we've had the experience of touring together. We have dozens of shows together, so everything is much more intact. We play like a band, we sound like a band, and I think that's the first thing you noticed in Desert Butterflies, is that there's actually a band here that know each other, and they've gone through things together in the last couple of years, and they play tours, and we've seen the road, and we've seen ups and downs, and that makes a big difference in the sound of the rhythm section.
One of the things I like the most about working with Yossi is that he's kind of old school in his mindset. He tries to bring out the human element in the music. It's my first experience playing music that combines East and West and combines layers of certain instruments that some of them I've never heard before, and Yossi plays them. That's kind of awesome. You know, Yossi's the kind of guy that appreciates the people that play the music, and he you can hear it in his music that we are all highly invested in what we're doing.
Oh, is the right person that we needed in the band, probably, without knowing that we needed such a bass player. You have to fear the bass player, because bass players, you know, that they have their moods and they can wake up in the morning different every day. You don't know what you'll get, you know. Like Forrest Gump said, bass players is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you get, you know. But I love him, really. He's like a little brother to me.
I really like how Yossi works. Also, I think I learned a lot from him. Also by like his musical approach and his playing, but also about the way he works, you know, in the studio and live, and how he like handle things. He's also like one of the you guys that what they say usually happens. You know, a lot of guys just talk, they bring results. And the music is great, the guys are great in the band. Of course, Yossi's guitar lines and melody is really strong and really catchy, but also like, you know, sound unique, and just the sound, the sonic quality is really good. Also, everything just like right on.
Ben is probably the gifted guitar player that I will never be. I just think he's one of the best guitar players I ever had the chance to work with. I feel privileged to have a person like him play in my group.
קצת עברתי את התהליך מעין מטמורפוזה בסגנון המוזיקלי שלי בשלוש שנים האחרונות, בעקבות יוסי, או בגלל יוסי. אחרי שאתה לומד נגן את זה, ואתה מבין כאילו למה אתה מנגן את זה, בהקשר לשיר, במיקס עם השיר ביחד, אתה מבין שזה באמת אפילו גאוני. יש לו סאונד משלו, יש לו סאונד מיוחד משלו. זאת אומרת, אתה שומע את הגיטרה ואתה מיד יכול להגיד, זה יוסי, שזה מיוחד, אתה יודע. בוא נגיד, זה שאיפה של הרבה מוזיקאים, שכל נגן בעצם צריך לרצות, שהוא ינגן על הכלי ויגיד, זה הוא, אתה יודע, זה אומר שאתה מצאת את הסאונד שלך.
The most amazing thing about Shai is that as good as he is on drums, it's nothing near to how good the person is. He's just an amazing, warm, loving, caring person, and he's a good friend. He's the master of rhythm, and he holds everything together. I don't feel like a solo artist. I feel like, it's a band. It's just a band with a more distinct, understanding of like who's leading the path, who's showing the place where we go. They felt the songs right. They have their energy and their senses are calibrated to the right frequency of how I feel the album should sound. סאונד מדליק. I feel that if I need a certain frequency, certain element or a color that some part or song is missing, I need to bring this element into the picture. And that's what we're doing with the sitar. It's not like we don't have enough, Bouzouki, Charango, kanun, a lot of bright string instruments, traditional folk instruments going on there. But when you lay out the different layers and colors, it's like the flavor, the spice that you put at the end that it really makes the whole dish so yummy. Basically, we're going to try a combination of 3 amplifiers. We're going to try the good old JCM 900 from Marshall, which is always great to try for decades now. We're going to try the Laney as well. The Angle Invader 100 is actually the one I'm going to use the most probably, and especially for the soloing parts. But for the rhythmic parts and all kinds of layout and different lead parts, I'm always trying to get some fusion of a mix of sounds and a mix of frequencies. Although the Angle is my sound when I go live, in the studio sometimes I add another touch to it, but just to get the perfect result. Remember, dream, humans, gap, short. What we are going to do now is I'm going to plug the Bouzouki to the amplifier of the electric guitar, but I'm going to play the electric guitar and just get the sympathetic harmonies resonating between the guitars. So we'll be recording this, but I'll be playing this. Why did I move uncomfortably on the chair? Because basically what I'm trying to get is the overtone produced by the Bouzouki part of the Bouzouki Tara. It is affected by the position I'm standing against the speakers. The more gain we have, the more volume we have in the room, it affects that, and exact angle, the position I'm standing facing the speakers, affects that feedback, and I want to control it.
עכשיו לשנות את זה לפה, טוב? ברגע שאני נוגע בזה, טוב.
מאוד.
רגע, לא. כשאני נוגע בכפתור של ואלי הוא עושה לעצמו דיסק, זה לא נראה לי שאלה.
איפה היית? מוד? עוד מוד? עוד מוד? עוד מוד? 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 מוד?
אתה בזה, המוד הראשון. ככה שמענו? I don't know. לא נראה לי.
הוא לא אמור לעשות, כן.
זה לא יקרה איתו.
הדו הזה מחרפן לי את החיים.
ככה יותר טוב?
Liron is my musical second half. He's the partner I always wanted. We think similar in many ways. and he just has everything that you can look for in a sound technician. He's very professional at what he does. He's also a very cool guy. We get, enthusiastic about stuff like chorus effect on guitars and flangers, all this stuff from the 80s that seemed weird to many people when they hear the tracks, but for us it's like, yeah, why not, Yeah, we want that snare, like Fine Young Cannibals and Aha, Yeah, we want that, we love that. We're kids from the 80s, I'd say in a nutshell that Liron is a very professional knob twiddler. He really knows to twiddle my knobs very well.
תן לי אחד על הקליק, בלי טובים, בלי כדור.
טייק אחד, זה שאני שומע פאנצ'ים כל הזמן.
אתה כל החיים שלך שומע פאנצ'ים.
כל החיים שלי עם פאנץ' אחד גדול.
כפרה עליך! תן לי עוד אחד, בשבילך. בשבילך. בשביל האהבה שלנו. בשביל האהבה שלנו וואנטק. בשביל האהבה שלנו. בשביל האהבה. רגע, הכל יצא לי פה, גומיה נפלה. אבל גם בלי גומיה, בשביל האהבה שלנו.
Unprotected solo.
Unprotected solo לגמרי. Unprotected. רגע, יאללה. מעמדת האקזקיוטיב פרודוסר לעמדת המיוזיקל פרודוסר. שים לב איך זה משתנה. מה קורה עם המוזיקה? בסדר? הלוגיסטיקה בסדר? מה קורה עם המוזיקה? הכל בסדר? מה קורה עם הנגינה? רגע, לעמדת האומן, שים לב. עמדת האומן, תן לי, כן, תן לי. לחיות בפיצול אישיות.
In Desert Butterflies, I was honored to collaborate with some of the best musicians I had a chance to work with in the last years. We are recording with Ron Bumblefoot Thal. We had the chance to perform together. We featured Ron in one of my shows in Israel with Melting Clocks. He played some of Melting Clocks tracks, and I think he's like an insane guitarist. I think Ron really has the technique that you don't see every day, and he's really insane. Like he is in his brain, he is in his guitar playing. Ron is a cool guy. He's one of the most fun and hilarious persons I've had a chance to hang out and work with.
Hi, this is Mariangela Demurtas, lead singer of the Norwegian metal band Tristania. I'm recording vocals for a song called Believe for the new upcoming album of Yossi Sassi, Desert Butterflies. I'm having great fun and it's going to be a great song, so I'm really happy to join him in his project as a guest vocalist. Good luck, Yossi. Great job.
Mariangela Demurtas, she is an amazing, sweet woman. I just love her voice. We shared the stage with back with Orphaned Land in one of the summer festivals last year, and she sounded amazing. She has a great performance and presence on stage. I just love her solo stuff. She has amazing solo work. I love it so much, and when I heard her sing, her other materials, I knew I wanted her for Desert Butterflies. The fact that I was able to pull off this kind of huge concept album recorded in 4 countries around the world in such a short time. It's all about the people. It's about capturing the soul of the performing artist when the magic happens. Of course, Marty Friedman is back on board, as he did on Melting Clocks. His amazingly articulated solo on the routine in Melting Clocks was something that we really loved and loved performing as well when we play live. So Marty was up for the challenge again. And this time I composed a special track for him, which I thought he would like, and he loved it, titled Orient Sun. And this is essentially the opening track of the album. You know, as time goes by, I think Marty Friedman is probably one of the guitar players that subconsciously, even without being totally aware of, I was quite most influenced by. He's an amazing musician and a guitar god. I really felt that Marty will be probably the best person in the world that I can think of to lay down some guitars for that kind of track. We've become friends in the last years, and we're doing great things together in the studio and touring, and I'm just very happy to have him again and to have his amazing sound on the album as well. Now begins the actual building of the puzzle, that we take the different pieces we recorded and begin to layer it out. And you know, I don't make my music according to anyone's standards. I don't think about what will people say, what they want me to do. It's never like that. It's just, it's me. It's my inner world served on a plate. It's pieces of my soul, you know, that I bring to you each and every time. I can say that I'm blessed with probably the best followers of music that a person could hope for in the world.
I hope that the people that will get this album will listen to it in the old school way, just put the record on and be able to just sit back and listen to it in its entirety. You'll hear what we're trying to say. You'll hear what we had in mind and what was Yossi's vision.
Yeah, I think the crowd is gonna really enjoy Desert Butterflies live because the music is really grooving and it's very melodic and uplifting. It's just gonna make everyone in the venue happy.
כי הייתי רוצה שזה יגיע לקהל יותר גדול, לקהל גם לילדים וגם לבוגרים, כי זו מוזיקה בסך הכל היא די בשלה, היא די בוגרת, היא מעניינת והיא מגוונת, אז שיגיע באמת לכמה שיותר קהלים וכמה שיותר שיבואו להופעות, כי אנחנו ממש רוצים לראות אתכם שם.
I think the only thing that I want my fans to realize and understand better is that I love them and I'm with them all the time when I'm making my music for you, when I'm coming to perform for you everywhere in the world. I'm leaving my family. You just have to know that. You have to know that I miss them a lot, and if I'm sometimes not too patient, or if I see someone and we have to go, to the next city or do something, you just have to know that I'm just a man, I'm just a person. I'm a simple man with a family that I love very much, and I miss my Mary and my children a lot all the time. For me, two things matter in life: music and family. And in music, I know I can't compromise. My integrity is the most important thing. I always try to do the next big, authentic piece of music. I try to find the music that unites people through, creative and innovative explorations. It's what I do as a musician all the time. But at the same time, I have the family that keeps me with the warm feeling of home that I always miss them, and I always want to come back to them. Being a family guy is really part of the fact that I'm probably where I am today. You've come this far just to be a shell. It's only a coil, the place where you dwell. Why won't you wake up, see and smell? Probably one of the most important things that we have in life is being able to dream and to, look up to something as imaginary and as impossible that it might seem to be at a certain point. The fact that we can hope for and dream about something bigger than where we are today is what makes us going. The concept of the album Desert Butterflies is around dreams and whether we choose to pursue them or not, and how whole we feel with the decision to postpone some of our dreams or to pursue them to a certain extent or fully. When you hear a desert, you think it's a wasteland. Yes, nothing happens there, nothing is living there. A very routine place. A butterfly represents for most of us freedom, represents colorful, something that is very vivid and full of life, very much different from a desert. Although you think that butterflies are the last thing you would expect to find in such a wasteland, such a routine place like a desert, in reality, actually, butterflies are one of the more common things that you can find in each and every desert in the world. And this is exactly the concept of desert butterflies. Our reality is like the desert. It's something very routine, day to day. It doesn't change a lot. For many of us, the reality of the day to day has one color, and you don't expect to find yourself doing something so liberating and colorful as being a butterfly, which is the analogy for doing what you love, what you really believe you should do, but it's probably not suitable for the day-to-day, for the desert that you're living at. And yes, maybe you can be that butterfly in the desert that you would normally think you can't be. Even if it makes you rethink something little in your reality, in your routine, when you hear the music and you dwell into the concept, then I would feel really very good about that. If people would even just feel a bit inspired about that, to make a little change in their life because of this music.
You've come this far just to be a shell. It's only a coil, the place where you dwell. Why won't you wake up, see and smell? Outside there's beauty, warm rays of light. I know you're scared and maybe you're right. Can you imagine that first bite? You're breaking that heart, yes it's true. You're fighting the things I once knew. You're letting your dream to sleep through. This golden cage of yours, comfy enough. Inside you're soft, yet they think you're rough. Don't let them know that you're not tough. Even the sands can't hide. You're almost there once tried. After you've tried and tried, open wide. You've come this far just to be a shell. It's only a coil, the place where you dwell. Why won't you wake up, see and smell? Outside there's beauty, warm rays of light. I know you're scared and maybe you're right. Can you imagine that first flight? You're breaking that heart, yes it's true. You're fighting the things I once knew. You're letting your dream to sleep through. This golden cage of yours, comfy enough. Inside you're soft, yet they think you're rough. Don't let them know that you're not tough. You're breaking that heart, yes it's true. You're fighting the things I once knew. You're letting your dream to slip through. Even the sands can't hide. You're almost there.